Right. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while. But we are back for a Send It Classic live stream. we're back. We're back live again. He's returned from the dead for one final out. I'm joking. Hello to everyone, though, and welcome back to Send It's Weather Channel Live. Today we're going to take a look at the latest from the models, as we normally do. The only difference is we're doing it live. We're going to have some look at some different charts as well. Obviously, I'm expecting it to be quite a quiet live stream, so hopefully I'll be able to read the chat a bit more than normal as well, because of the time of year. So interest is a little bit lower than it is at other times of the year. But hello to everyone. I can see all your names in the chat, and we'll go through everyone's in a moment. So we've got 9 of you in here. Thank you very much for joining. 9 likes on the stream. Hello to, we'll give a shout out to everyone as well now. So hello to Laura Johnson, Barb, Mac. I mean, thank you very much for your donation, Barb. They donated to us earlier on yesterday's video. So I thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Hello to Suit. Hello to Chris. I'm having to look over there to see. Hello to Dippy Fish. Nice name. And hello to Les Smith. Oh, my mod's in the chat. Danny V, good evening all. It's been a while. Yeah, it certainly has, but we're back. We're back for a one-off live stream. So yeah, we're going to be going through everything. We're going to have a main look at Easter as well, because we've got to think about Easter, haven't we? A lot of people probably thinking, oh, what am I going to do for Easter? Well, you'll know now after this stream what to do. It's nice to see everyone's name in here. And hello to Stormbringer as well. That's good to see. You in here? And of course, Chris A. I can't forget Chris A. The legend Chris A. in the chat. Hello to Jay as well. I've got loads of old names in it. It's great to see everyone. Send it with his charm. Right, anyway, got something to show off before we start. This is pretty cool. I like this. I'm going to make this a bit bigger. Here we go. If we have a look at this. Whoa. So cool. Yes. Oh, I like it. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Seafood and Eat It as well. Nice to see you in here as well, and My Couch for subscribing. Really do appreciate it. It's been a while. It certainly has, Unity, but we're back. We are back for a one-off live stream. Love the mug, thanks. Yeah, it's good to see everyone here. Oh yeah, Ian. Who's Ian? In here. Let's get them likes up as well. Anyway, we'll start going through stuff because I don't want to be too slow. Now, oops, so that's my face is too big. No one wants to look at that. Get that down there. Cheers everyone for the nice comments. Anyway, right, so I'm gonna get on with things. Oh, and I've turned 18 since the last live stream as well, so that's that's something that happened. I'm now officially an adult. Oh god, that's scary. Well, the UKV's not updated yet, so I don't. It's almost there. It goes out to 63 hours, so Saturday. Not for the full Easter period, though. So let's start by looking at the main model runs, the 12 runs. Haven't looked at these at all, because, I'm a busy guy. Happy belated. Yeah, thank you very much. It was almost a month ago now, but thank you very much. And as well to Jay as well. Hello to you as well. Keep talking about. I'll keep going through the chat, but we'll go through the chat data, get things rolling as we normally do. I must say it has been a bit cold today, which is why hence the jumpers on. It's maxed out at 10 degrees, and it actually rained. I mean, shocking. It's not rained in ages here, but that is courtesy of this area of low pressure sat right over the centre of the UK. A lot of places have missed this rain. It's mostly been focused in the west, but some areas that haven't seen rain for a while have, seen some today. Let us know in the chat if you've seen any rain today. I'd like to know if we can pinpoint if it was correct or not, my forecast. I did say it was going to be focused in the west and the northwest, and of course Western Wales and Southern Wales. So we'll want to see if we got it right or not. Anyway, so let's go through it. No waffle, baffle. Let's get on with things. That's what you want to see, innit? The weather. Anyway, so this low pressure is set over the top of the country. That is clearing northwards through tonight and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. That is going to clear northwards out into the North Sea. We turn a little bit more settled then into Thursday. Could be a few showers around, but lighter winds. So it might be a cooler night. Into Friday, a ridge begins to build out in the Atlantic, but this area of low pressure gets trapped just over into the west of the UK, bringing rain particularly into the west and southwest parts of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, also seeing some rain. As you can see, milder air is to the south and cooler air to the north. That colder air is not far away, but again, it's not going to get in. That low pressure kind of just gets stuck to our south. Area of low pressure with the GFS gets stuck to our south. And that just brings some unsettled weather, particularly for Saturday as well, but maybe extending into Sunday in more western and southwestern regions as that low pressure gets stuck out to our west. Let me just have a quick drink because I can't speak. What an amateur! But you can just see that area of low pressure is trying to move in from off the Atlantic. We have some weak high pressure towards Greenland, well, between Iceland and Scandinavia. And that's going to be bringing wet weather, particularly to the western part of the Republic of Ireland. That does eventually move in, though, as high pressure builds to our north. And it looks quite unsettled into the early part of next week. Sunday, Easter Sunday, it's a bit wet. It's not too bad. If you're further east you go, probably not too bad. But in the west, it could be a very wet day. Into Monday as well, and Tuesday, pretty wet for all. Before, with the GFS run, which has been the trend from this model, it looks to be turning milder again. High pressure re-establishes itself just to our north, and around that we're bringing the wind from the east or northeast, but it looks pretty nice. Not too bad. Again, nothing ridiculous, but pretty average, just slightly above. With that, though, high pressure moves towards Scandinavia, further towards Scandinavia, and we do bring in some slightly cooler air from the east. You can see where the air is originating from, a long way north and west, probably towards western Russia, and that is bringing in, a northeasterly, but because of the time of year, there's not really any cold air. The -5 line does actually get into the far south and southeast, but for much of it, it's just slightly cool and showery in the longer term. But most of this run, for about 5 days there, between the 23rd and the 28th, is pretty dry and fine, but could still be a little bit chilly by night. Wouldn't rule out an overnight frost, but it could be the last ones of the season. In the extended range, high pressure re-establishes just to our north and west in the Atlantic, and around that we're bringing the wind from a northwesterly, which is slightly cool, but again, nothing ridiculous, nothing major to worry about there. So GFS, not too bad. I'd say it's not too bad at all. Loads of frog legs. What a name. Frog legs. Been windier too and a bit rainy, yeah. Need that Send It mug. I don't think you do. Have you got that through that huge bag of Yorkshire tea bags, Send It? Not quite, but, get in there. You want to see the mug again? Oh, go on, then. Someone said they want to see it again. There you go. It does say something on the back, but it's not exactly interesting. So there you go. Get your tea out. Anyway, so the GFS run there doesn't look too bad. It is a little bit unsettled, but it's not too bad. Remember, we will be looking at the longer range as well at the end of the video, because I've got a few different charts that I think you might want to see. Let me make myself smaller again. I'm not showing anymore. Alright, one more time. That's the final one. You can see it's got all these funny logos and symbols on all weather. It's really cool. Gav's in here. Hello to you, Gav. Has everyone seen his announcement? Yeah. Be a bit of change, but hopefully it all goes well for you, Gav. I really hope it does. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, next with the GEM V12Z run. Got that low area of low pressure clearing to our north and east into the North Sea. And that is beginning to bring some dry weather tomorrow, so not too bad tomorrow. Could be a bit showery further west and northwest. Then, by Friday, midday on Friday, low pressure is moving in from off the Atlantic. A weak ridge in the Atlantic again. And that is going to bring primarily wet weather to the west and the southwest of the UK and Ireland. It's bringing milder air, but again, it's going to be quite wet, especially in that western region. That low pressure kind of gets shoved southwards as high pressure does topple back in. It's very, very flaccid. Well, that's not a good word to use. It's very weak is the better word. But with the low pressure again around Monday, Tuesday, he's a bit weaker with this run and is shoved further southwards, so might not affect the UK too much. That's going into France. So not too bad actually with GM. It looks more high pressure, looks more settled. Again, most unsettled in the west and southwest, as areas of low pressure do try and move in from off the Atlantic, not successfully. High pressure then again re-establishes towards Greenland, get a proper Greenland high. This run is just very biased towards Greenland highs and developing northerlies, I'm telling you now, because I don't think this is going to happen, to be honest. Maybe in the longer term, could happen, maybe like the last week of April, but I feel like this is too short notice, because that's bringing down a cold northerly, and there's actually cold air to our north. I just can't see it happening, to be honest. It looks very high and dry, quite settled, and not that wet really for Easter really. So there's still a little bit of discrepancy between the models, because if you look on, why am I talking so quick? If you look on Easter Sunday, it's quite dry actually. It's quite settled, but that low pressure could bring some rain, I guess, into the far west and southwest through Monday next week. Now the ECM is not updated yet. We can see 72 hours. That, again, looks quite similar, actually. Low pressure does go further southwards with that, and it's not as unsettled on Saturday and Sunday, Easter Sunday, the Easter weekend. And it's pretty dry. Again, maybe slightly unsettled in the west and southwest, but not too bad. Is the mug some Send It merch? Not really. I just wanted the video, Gav video, and it gives me a tear. Oh, yeah, you know. What did you say? What did you say? James? There you go. You haven't seen it? Oh, sorry, that's the last time. That's the last time. I'm not showing it anymore. I'm not showing it anymore. Let's see how we're doing. We've got 17 viewers and 14 likes. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Still pretty active, to be fair, considering the time of year and the short notice I kind of gave. I do apologise for the lack of live streams. It just wasn't feasible to do when I did them before, and they won't be that regular, but I'll try and do them, mix them up a bit. The thing is, I'm not bothered how they do. It's just, if there's no one talking in the chat and I've ran through all the chats, there's, nothing for me to say, especially when it's quiet times. Like whenever I did the last live stream, was that the middle of March or something? There wasn't really much to say at the time. It was quite dry, and it was a lovely March, don't get me wrong. Cheers, James. Right, let's get on with things. Let's get this show on the road. I'll show you the icon next, so we see if it's the same as the GFS. Yeah, let's do it. Or if it's different. It could be different. There's that weak ridge of high pressure on Saturday. That's bringing an area of low pressure southwards, and that could bring some rain into the far south and southwest. But again, high pressure topples over the top of the country, keeping it quite settled. So maybe the GFS is getting it wrong again. But I must say that it actually, with the icon run today, looks very, very pleasant indeed. Going into the final week of April. High pressure's just to our south. Low pressure's way to our north, towards Greenland and Iceland. That's bringing up the wind from a pretty mild west-southwesterly. That's bringing in some milder air. The 5-degree ice firm covering the country. And if we have a look at the temperatures, the day before, 20 degrees. On the 23rd of April. Pretty nice, actually, isn't it? Get your barbecue out. That's a phrase I've used a few times. That's a bit of a different theme. Definitely more high-pressure based than it was a few days ago. Doesn't look that overly wet. I think that the GFS is having a bias towards wet weather at the moment. And I think the other models have moved away from it quite swiftly and quite quickly. Send it's equals, send it is, or send it has. Yeah. Yeah, love the chirping budgie sounds in the background, thank you. To be honest, Philip, I'm not bothered. Yes, it's just how it is. Whenever I typed in my name, I literally put it like that. Not seen you in a long time now. I've seen him. He's everywhere. James is everywhere. He's like that all-seeing eye guy. The Illuminati is everywhere. I've always called it that, though, to you who said the send it is or send it has. It's always been that, and it probably will stay that way unless I decide to change it. It's just how it is. Just how I say it. Send it's. I always say it like that. So, there you go. It's fine. So anyway, we've got an area of low pressure beginning to move northwards, carrying this wet weather into some part of central Scotland. So you might get a bit of a wet patch in Scotland today. Again, could be maybe an isolated thunderstorm in that far northern region. There's a little bit of cape around, a little bit of energy, but not too much. That low pressure's clearing northwards, though, clearing away to our north. Behind it, a few patchy showers for northern and western England, before that does clear away eventually. Into Thursday, little area of low pressure, a little trough, is developing over central southern Scotland, and that could bring some rain and maybe even some mountain snow, hill snow to higher ground. Looks quite dry though. I must say it looks very dry for Thursday. As I did say earlier, it looks mainly dry. Could be a few patchy showers in the south and southwest, but not too much. Then an area of low pressure begins to make it inroads into the Republic of Ireland on the early hours of Friday. That's bringing lots of heavy rain to Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, many parts. That could be quite a wet and dismal Good Friday. A few patchy showers around, but again, not too much going on. Really, could be quite heavy though, this rain for Northern Ireland. Pretty patchy rain moving through on Friday though for the western half of the UK, the south to southwest, and in those western areas could be quite wet. Into the early hours of Saturday, this weakening area of low pressure does try and move northwards, but again, as the runs have said, the high pressure does topple back underneath, so it won't be that wet as first thought. Into Sunday, we do dig some cooler air northwards into the far north of the UK. -5 line getting into the far north. That could even bring some wintry showers to areas 300 metres above elevation. James, I'm looking at you. You might see some. Let me know. So what's your forecast saying? There's some wet weather around in the far south and southeast, but it does look like a pretty dry picture, to be honest. Again, a few showers patching together on Monday next week, but not too much. It doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look at the max temps then. So today it has been a bit fresher and cooler. Then mild temperatures are transferring further southeast, and behind it there are cooler, fresher air masses moving in, but not too bad. Probably pretty average April temperatures. So for the early hours of Thursday, for tomorrow morning, it looks pretty patchy frost further north, but otherwise 5 to 7 degrees. Maybe even a frost in the far southwest indicated here, so maybe over like Exmoor and Dartmoor could see some frosts. Into Thursday afternoon then, 16 degree, isolated 16 degrees for the London and the southeast area. A much bigger fall from the 22 we saw last week. In fact, 24 in Northolt in London. We did see that last week. It is a bit of a fall, but it's still pretty around average, really. It might be slightly above, actually. Again, maybe an overnight frost for Northern England and the many parts of central Scotland. But into Friday afternoon, again, 16, 17 degrees. It's not too bad by day. Saturday, cooling down slightly cooler and fresher air masses, but 12 to 14 degrees pretty widely. Cooler as you head north. Sunday is also Sunday Fun Day. Again, 12 to 14 degrees quite widely. Maybe a bit cooler in that southeastern area. There could be a few showers around. And in the far southwest, reaching 16. It's pretty average, really. And then Monday, we could see the milder air masses return. The UKV actually wants to bring in more of a west-southwesterly wind. And we see the temperatures rise to 19 degrees in that eastern and southeastern flank of the UK. Further north, though, again into northern England, pretty big contrast. 19 degrees for London and the north and the southeast. And just for 100 miles further north, it's 10 or 11. So definitely a bit of a temperature contrast going on there. But yeah, pretty interesting, There is some stuff around. Could be a few thunderstorms for some people. I wonder if there was any thunderstorms yesterday. I did put that in my title. I would be interested to know. There could even be a few thunderstorms very early hours of Friday morning in that far southeastern, southwestern corner of Northern Ireland, of the Republic of Ireland there. That might be quite interesting. Excuse me, what was that noise? Oopsie daisies. Send it to whoever rolls off the tongue nicely. It does actually, I think. Not looking too bad tomorrow down south. Yeah, my garden needs the rain. James, it's like 4 months since I got, winter decides to come now. Yeah. Gavin, I almost had a thunderstorm yesterday. It was unfortunate that a few hundred yards away from my house. Yeah, see, I told you. I know. Send It is the mastermind, okay? He knows when the thunderstorms are around. That's why his title was accurate. I just know these things. Some of you don't believe in me. It's just a bit disappointing. It's just a bit disappointing, really. Why don't then? We've got loads of you in here. 25. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. We're actually 2 subscribers away from 1600. So if you are new, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate all your support, especially in these quiet times. It's not even been that quiet. My first summer update, which I'd never tried before, and I just love recording it, got nearly 2,000 views. I mean, that's crazy to me, considering it's a quiet time. So Definitely, there will be a part 2 coming up to that, by the way, and they will be quite regular. Or try to do them once a week or something. I've got some really fun ideas coming up, especially when my exams are over. There'll be some interesting content coming up, but of course I've got other things to prioritise as well. But this channel, definitely some fun things coming up. Anyway, enough about that rubbish. Here comes the CFS for the rest of April. This is the 500 millibar height anomaly. So we have an area of low pressure set out to our west, high pressures towards Greenland. That looks to bring up the wind from a southerly or southwesterly. That looks pretty mild for May, the rest of April. May then, how's May looking? And I know these charts are unreliable, but it's worth having a look, isn't it? For May, low pressure out in the Atlantic. High pressure is blocking to our north and northeast. With that again, though, we could be bringing up the wind from a southerly or southeasterly direction. Pretty pleasant. Could be most unsettled in the west. Very definitely a mix of weather there. For May, not too bad. It's probably pretty mild, actually. June looks quite nice, actually, because high pressure's over the top and over the top of the UK, actually. That looks pretty anticyclonic, pretty dry, and could be quite warm, actually. Temperature's probably staying around the 20-degree mark for much of the month. July actually looks pretty good, but there is a problem. High pressure's out to our east, low pressure's out to our west. That could be quite a volatile month, my favourite word to say. Quite volatile month. Winds in from the southeast there. And into that, and this white area could be low pressure trying to run in. If it's hot air moving up from the southeast, we could actually see big thunderstorms on through July there. August is iffy, but it's not too bad. This white area could be low pressure again. High pressures to our north and east blocking. That's bringing the wind again from a south or southeasterly direction. So again, pretty mild. We'll have a look at the last three months of fun. September, again, high pressures just to our north and east. Around that, winds in from the southeast. Again, looks like a pretty nice September. Again, that could be quite volatile. Low pressures over Spain. If that pushed up northwards into that hot air, could be quite an interesting time. October looks pretty bad. High pressures towards Scandinavia. Low pressure looks to be rattling in from off the Atlantic. Not much more to say. November looks quite cold, I guess. It's a bit way off though. I won't believe these charts because they update daily. Low pressure this white area, high pressure's out in the Atlantic, winds in from the north. And then finally December. December to remember well, maybe. High pressure's blocking to our north and east, winds are in from the east. Again, moving into that time of year could be quite chilly, but this low pressure is probably going to be pushing in from off the Atlantic. So hard to say. With that though, quite mixed. Quite a mixed time. Let's see what the ECM thinks of it all then. I have mixed it up. I told you I'd mix it up. 21st to the 28th of April then, with the ECM, the 6-week anomalies. And these have a very weird accuracy rating, or accuracy thing. December to remember, yeah. Could be. Let's get this to 20 likes. How can we make it to 20 likes? Happy birthday to you, James. I did just see that message. Someone's calling me for my birthday from abroad, so I have to go. Happy birthday. Yeah. See you later, Matthew. Hope you got a cake. Yeah, make sure you got a cake. Like 0 thunderstorms last year. Congrats on the near-miss thunderstorms. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll see one this year. I don't think I saw many last year, to be honest. Oh, it's such a nice live stream. I just get to talk to everyone, you know what I mean? James, I'm sorry. I know it's not. I read the wrong message. Coldest crisps on record. Here we come. Look quite cold there, actually. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, this is the week 1 anomaly from the ECM for the 21st to the 28th of April. High pressures to our north and northwest. And around that, bringing in the wind from an east or northeasterly direction. Again, pretty average, really. Temperature anomalies are above average in the south, slightly cooler further north, but again, cooler. It's around average. Could be most unsettled in the south. Week 2 is the 28th of April to the 5th of May. Yeah, thank you, I got it right. That looks pretty nice. High pressures over the top of the country, extending up towards Greenland. Looks like a proper anticyclone over Western Europe, and that would keep it quite dry. Probably quite mild as well. Again, hence shown by the 500 millibar heights. looks pretty good to me. And the temperature anomalies are above average, slightly. Week 3 is the 5th to the 12th of May. High pressure's blocking towards Greenland. Low pressure's over Scandinavia. That could be a bit iffy. That could be bringing the wind from a north or northwesterly. Well, northerly, sorry. Pretty iffy with that. 500 millar heights are showing a very weak picture again. High pressure to the Canadian side of Greenland, so westerly based anyhow. Low pressures towards Scandinavia. That could bring in the wind from a northerly, but it is a bit uncertain to say. That low pressure could be a bit bigger in reality. Could be a trough over Western Europe. So a bit hard to say. Temperature anomalies, probably above average. Yeah, mostly. Again, more particularly in the south. Further north could be slightly chillier. Showery, I guess. Week 5 getting a long way off now. Very big question mark. Doing a Gav question mark there. Low pressures to our south towards France. And I don't know what to say. With the 500 milbar heights... There's nothing to say. What do we call this? The big white. There you go. Maybe it's the great white shark. Maybe he's eaten the whole colours, on the chart. Maybe the great white shark's eaten them all. I've got nothing to say about that. Temperature anomalies should just say average, but they're above average somehow. I mean, how does that make above average? I'm not really sure. The great white shark ate it, I'm convinced. We're going to get eaten by a great white shark between the 12th and the 19th of May. Anyway, the 19th to the 26th of May, week 6, is the mean sea level pressure anomalies. Low pressure looks just out to our south, and that could be bringing in wet weather into the south. High pressures towards Scandinavia, that could be bringing the wind from the east. Could actually be quite pleasant for the end of May. That chart looks okay, actually, with the 500 millar heights. High pressures just to our north and east. Around that, the wind could be coming in from a southeasterly. So pretty mild end to May. Oopsie daisies. Pretty mild end to May with that. Again, above average. Not looking too bad at all. I'm going to read the chat now because I feel like I've neglected it too much. Do apologise. Let me read this now. Had a covering of my snow on my birthday. In 2021, lol, it was a massive shock. Oh, suit, same day, actually. Yeah, the same day. Actually, 1 day off. 1 day off. What are you studying? Yeah, I want to know. I'll tell you what I'm studying. That's well. 10th of May. That's not a bad day to have your birthday, is it? It's a pretty good day. Like, hopefully you get some snow this year. No, it's not happening. I'm telling you now, it's not happening. If it does, then snow dance. You probably would up there, you lucky bugger. You probably would see some snow up there. I mean, lucky or unlucky, I mean, it's your opinion, really, isn't it? That's far out. Let's have a look at CFS. Why not, Just why not? Well, the CFS wants to bring in a cold northeasterly by day 10, so around the 25th of April. Pretty chilly. Further north. That'll bring some snow to you, Suit, Pretty not bad. Into May, 29th of April, another northerly blast. It looks pretty changeable, pretty Atlantic driven. It looks like all the unsettled weather's barraging in, if the CFS is correct. I can't talk today, what's going on? If the CFS is correct, looks like our wet weather is arriving and here to stay. Low pressure's rattling in from off the Atlantic, looks very unsettled. Eventually high pressure re-establishes to our north and east. And it looks pretty alright. Again, another northerly blast on the 18th of May. The -5 line's getting into northern Scotland again. There you go, James. 19th of May. Get your snow on. Get your snow hat on. It's going to snow. It's not. This is just wrong, isn't it? Looks quite dry. It looks quite dry and pleasant to end May, though, and quite volatile. Low pressure's just to our south and west. That's bringing the wind from an easterly. That could be bringing a few thunderstorms in with it. See the cold pool of air reducing very much so to our north. By the 27th of May, we're going into this more changeable northwesterly wind. Then going into the very end of May, high pressure's building to our north and west. Winds are in from an easterly. Looks pretty nice, yes. Pretty nice end to May and start of June. So through June then, we start on an unsettled note. Low pressure's out and just to the south. Of the country. A pretty mild first week to June, though. Probably getting the temperatures into the 20s for many parts. But by the 10th of June, low pressure's rattling in from off the Atlantic. That's bringing a lot of wet weather to many parts of the country. Then what is this? The CFS bring in a proper block of high pressure towards Greenland, and low pressure's clearing away towards the northern half of Scandinavia. Winds are transferring into a northerly, a very far-fetched northerly. It does actually bring the 0 degree isotherm into the far north of Scotland, so pretty interesting there. Low pressure's returning from off the Atlantic. Looks very cool and very unsettled with this. That's just stuck right over the top of the country. Again, not too bad. You can see, look at the hot plumes of air from Africa going into Spain there. Wow. We're obviously on the cool side, as we normally are. Another low pressure develops over the top of the country by the 28th of June. It doesn't look great. It really doesn't look great. Could it be the third run? A third summer where it's pretty bad and quite unsettled and terrible? I don't know. Going into July, yep, the low pressures continue to rattle in from off the Atlantic. There's 2 in the first week. They get stuck over the top of the country. Look at that one. On the 10th of July, it really gets stuck over the top of the country. It looks quite cool, really. It doesn't look exactly mild or warm. There's not really any mild plumes of air. Westerly winds there by the 21st. Is that the best we can hope for? That's bringing in the 10 degree isotherm. That's not too bad. There you go. There's a better plume of air. Low pressure 6 towards Greenland and Iceland eventually by the 25th of July. That's bringing the wind up from a southerly or southwesterly. Again, take these, not take these too literally. Again, the air is a long way off. It's 3 months away. But this is very unsettled. Again, it's been showing this for quite a while. Quite thundery, probably. Quite unsettled. Just low pressure continues to rattle in from off the Atlantic. There are phases where it does go more westerly, but again, it's not bringing anything too spectacular. Brief warmer interludes, I guess, but not anything spectacular, really. And by the end of we're getting into August now, and again, it's not great. It's very mixed. It looks very average, slightly below average, maybe. And then going into September, well, we see the northerly. the first week of September, bringing in a northerly. Last year, it was 30 degrees. That looks like it's going to be about 10. No, I'm joking. It's not going to be that cold, but it looks quite changeable. Looks very changeable. Quite unsettled at times. And then it looks like we'll have to wait till the 25th of September for a wow. The 15 degree isotherm. There you go. There you go. 26th of September is when we're going to get our hot plume into the far south. 15 degree isotherm. The 20 degree isotherms, or almost 20 degree isotherm, is over northern Spain. That would get the temperatures into the 30s. Oh my word. 27th of September. Winds are up from Spain, where there's some very mild air, probably even up from south as Africa. 15 degree isotherm engulfing the country, bathing us in probably 30 degree temperatures. Pretty wild with that one. Keeps mild as well. That 15 degree isotherm is still staying around. And that looks like a very nice end to September if that was to come off. 30 degrees, definitely possible. Let's have a look what we're saying. Why can't we have this in December? I love the snow, but not in summer, lol. Studying ICT history and A levels. Lots of work, yeah. Last year saw snow cover over the hills on the first 7 days of June. Might be a repeat, lol. Winter is probably a write-off on this run, lol. Yeah. Like 2023 had a hot June. Suppose 2023 and 2024 we've still not had a total disaster of a summer since 2012, so our overdue a washout. Yeah. 2023 was not bad. Yeah. My maximum temperature for this summer is 45 degrees. I think I overdid it there. What? 45? On this run, it'd be about 25, 30, mate. Probably a 30 degree with these milder air masses. Oh, yeah, hotter air masses, I guess. But nothing ridiculous with this. It looks like pretty average, pretty unsettled. I hope you do well, Sue. I'm going to do well. Sendit's going to go far, I'm telling you. With his level. If anyone's wondering what I'm studying, it's geography, maths, and Spanish. There you go. Spirit is not looking good for the kids' 6-week holidays. With this one, no, and a lot of the signs aren't that great, I'll be honest. They are a bit iffy with a lot of these runs. But again, it's a long way off. Obviously, these experimental models are a bit all over the place. Oh, hello, Nicolaus Copernicus. What the heck have I done? What have I clicked on? I don't know. It's fine. There we go, library. I'm having a look at that, actually. I was having a look at that thing. I don't know where I've put it. It's fine. I was going to say I've got a Copernicus Suite website, but I haven't. I don't know where I've put it. So that's great, isn't it? Very organised. I'm very organised. There we go. Right, I think that's everything I had to show. If anyone wants to see the GFS ensembles, here you go. So got to put it on my hometown because, you know, got to support your hometown. Nice range of subjects. Geography was my favourite subject at school. Yeah, I do like geography. It's probably my favourite one, I'll be honest. Maths, it's getting there now. It is coming together now. A very rocky start, but it is coming together. And Spanish is just a bit alright, isn't it? For Scotland, this is just normal summer weather. Yeah, I hope you do well in your exam suit as well. You know, we've got to work together here and get what we can, I guess. You're probably doing really well, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is the GFS ensembles for Barnsley, but it's pretty much the same across much of the UK. Between the basically the whole run is around average. You know, little troughs of milder air masses and cooler air masses, but the cooler air masses do not outweigh the milder air masses. So it's pretty average overall, maybe even slightly above average for the first 10 days of this chart. It does look like we're going to finish above average though, doesn't it? Let's be honest. The precipitation is much drier than we first thought. The only part which is going to see above average rainfall is in the west, but further east and central Britain, not too bad. Going into the extended range then, I've just ruined the chart. With that, there aren't many cool runs. I'd call this cold. There's none. There's one run there. But it looks slightly cooler into the final week of April. Nothing ridiculous, nothing cold, of course. There's a few milder or hotter outliers out there, I guess. 10 degree ice firm, which CFS run for summer didn't even bring in. But these runs, again, around a slightly below average. Not too much deviation from that, I'll be honest. Looks pretty average. But again, the precipitation, not that wet. If I have a look at the ECM, I want to see how that compares. If we have a look at the ECM midnight run, again, pretty similar, around average. Literally, pinpoint on average. Nothing more to say, just average. Just average, okay. Let's have a look at the precip charts for the midnight run. And again, it's not that wet. It's not that unsettled, is it? Around the 22nd a bit. Tomorrow, look, could be a few showers for Barnsley. Then a drier spell. Then turning slightly more unsettled in the longer term. A long way off, though. Not really much to say about that. It's very, very, very dry, to be fair. I'd say it's quite dry anyway. So there you go. Chris, yeah, really well. Glad to hear you very well. On that one. So there we go, let's see. I've shown everything that I wanted to show. Been a very nice live stream though to do. I do thank you all for tuning in. Obviously, again, it's a bit mixed. There's not really a lot to say apart from the ECM run, which is just coming out, and I will have a quick look at that. Again, it's quite high pressure breeze. Although on Monday, this is a bit different. Low pressure's rattling in from off the Atlantic, or it's trying to. There is some blocking to our north and towards Scandinavia, but low pressure is just out to our west. That's beginning to move in from off the Atlantic. All that push into the country? Not quite, it stalls. Before high pressure, this looks quite pleasant actually. High pressure builds just over the top of the country into our east. And that's bringing in the wind from the southwest. So, pretty mild with that. Pretty mild, yeah, bringing in the 5 degree ice firm into the south and southeast. That looks pretty mild, I must say. Looks pretty nice. Hope Hazel, yeah, where is she? Can anyone inform me where Hazel is? I know she used to comment on Gav's 6 a.m. forecast, but where is she? She disappeared. She's unsubscribed, that's it. She's unsubscribed from me. She don't like me anymore. Stuff you, send it. I'm just going to say, I was trying to get her the warm weather during the warmer weather during the spring and summer. It gets to spring and she disappears. She better turn up, Hazel. If you're out there, I hope you're doing all right, though. We all do. Yeah. Let's hope that everyone does good with their exams. If anyone else doing their exams, I hope you're doing good with them as well. But yeah. There you go. Does her carer that come round this time too? Yeah, she does. That's the problem. Every time though on my live streams, got my carer coming round in 10 minutes. Got my carer coming round. If she's not on time, I'm gonna sue her. Nah, and I understand if you were in pain or whatever, you do want your carer to be there, don't you? You know, it's not nice. It's not nice for anyone, is it? Let's be honest. And the things that some people said to it were just not on. And they have been banned from my channel. So there you go. But that's the end of that. I'm not getting into that. It's been a very nice live stream, though. I do thank you all for joining. If you do want to see more live streams, just leave a like. just please let me know. Please let me know if you want to see any more. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. The videos will continue as normal, starting tomorrow again. But I just wanted to mix it up with a live stream. Of course, that's meant to be for Fluffy. That's good. Now you're practicing. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the nice names, nice messages. Just nice, quiet live stream, wasn't it? And I do apologise for rambling on a bit and being a bit mixed up. But I'm out of practice. I ain't done it in a while. But thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe as always. Have a happy Easter. Yeah, great message, Danny. Happy Easter. That's why you're my mod. You know what you're doing. And also thank you to Andrew as well. Top mods in the stream for doing all the work, but I don't think they've had to do much today because it's been very nice and chilled. Right, anyway, and I'll see you all in the next